Hey there, this was going to be a really long text, so I decided to make a video instead. All of us face challenges and times where we feel inadequate, unworthy, and in fact, I've been feeling that way for the last few days. And it's just a feeling. I need to recognize that. And it even wanted me to keep from doing this very thing. And I thought, well, that's kind of ridiculous because I'm going to talk about how to overcome that. And we can overcome it. The good news is that you can overcome those feelings of inadequacy through faith. You can't just snap your fingers and feel better, but your faith can help you. And here's the reason: because we believe, and that's the foundation for all the blessings that we get from God. We trust God, we believe God when he says things. And there are three reasons that you need to feel like you're worth something, that what you have to offer is important and it's good, and people will accept it and need it. The first one is that you are made in the image of God. Now, that's how God made us. He created us in his image in Genesis chapter 1. Also, if you're a Christian, you have been molded and being transformed into the image of Jesus. So you have not only the image of God physically and spiritually, but also we have the image of Jesus that we're transforming into. And that is what gives us value as humans. That really is as far as we can go as far as what value is, because beyond that, we're getting into, how much value does this flesh actually have? If you're going to sell it on a market, right? It's not worth a whole lot. It's dirt. So we have to get out of that kind of thinking, and a materialistic mindset will force us to think that we're worthless, we're useless. What are we going to do? Even if we do great things, when we read the book of Ecclesiastes, and if we do great things, we're going to end up dying one day and people will forget us, right? But you put God into the picture, and all of a sudden we have value and worth. So that's one thing. Remember that you do have value, that God created you with value. The second thing to remember is that God has value, that God is the eternal value, and since he is the one who is important, he's the one that has value. He defines what value is. Then the activities that we do for him are going to be valuable, and God has promised us that. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58, Paul said, "Be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor in the Lord is not in vain." So the things that we do for God are valuable because God is valuable, and he makes the things that we do of value. And just the fact that we're working in the spiritual realm for God, doing things for him, even if for physical things, they have spiritual significance and value. And the third thing is to remember that there are the people that you're wanting or needing to serve, they have value. So the things, if you get caught up into this, one of the difficulties I had when I was raising my children was I didn't feel like I was worthy to be their parent. And that's a dangerous place to be, because they have to get out of that mindset. I'm not worthy for their love. I'm not worthy to be, close to them. And that actually will hurt your children if you think that way, because you'll pull back. You won't want to be a part of their lives because you don't feel like you deserve it. At the same time, they do deserve it. So one of the things that I've had to learn is that um, my value really is ultimately not the concern. The concern is for the other person. Are they valuable enough for me to make a decision to overcome my insecurities and fears and all the things that are saying, you can't do this, what do you think you're trying to do? And step into a place of faith where I'm trusting that what I'm going to do for God is going to be worthwhile, and what I'm going to do for this other person is going to be worthwhile. And the things that we do for other people, those are generally just skills, and skills can always be learned. We can always improve in the things that we're doing. So if you're getting into people's lives and you're doing things for them and you're not doing a great job of it, you'll get better, right? And the things that you're doing will help them, and you learn. If you'll analyze what you're doing and think about what you're doing, you can learn and grow into a role that you never thought you could do before. Anyway, those are just some thoughts I had about value, and about how sometimes we feel like we're useless and that we're worthless, but that is not what God wants us to think. We don't want to be discouraged. We want to be encouraged. We want to be motivated to do what God wants us to do. And I hope that you find this helpful. Let me know what you think of it.